Jets come to town. It's bye-bye, baby.
No, my big show is Friends. I'm a big Friends guy.
Even now, huh?
Yeah, even now. I have all the seasons, and when I get bored, I pop them in and I just watch them.
Yeah, I think my wife's really into that Cougar Town show.
Okay.
That has Courtney Cox.
Yep.
I think Matthew Perry was back on that.
Yeah, he did
They
a
had some
cameo on it.
outtakes when he was following Monica and stuff like that. I guess I got a real kick out of that.
I bet.
Cool. So, as far as the offseason, anything you worked on specifically to address any issues you had last year in terms of mechanics or pitch, anything like that?
You know, mechanically, I think my mechanics were pretty sound. The biggest thing that I worked on this offseason was last year I started to establish a cutter, and I really fine-tuned that this offseason. And I added a more of a split changeup.
Oh, okay.
It's a little bit easier for me to throw. It's a little bit less fine-tuning than I have to do with my fingers. I just grab the grip and throw it,
right.
And it has more of a split action than an actual change action. So it's one of those things that you know, last year lefties kind of bit me a little bit harder than I would have liked from the year before, and it was one of those things where adding that, I think it's going to be a big weapon for me. So hitters don't just think fastball slider on me. They'll be, you know, I can sink my fastball, cut my fastball, the slider, and that split change. I think my arsenal will be a little bit better to attack lefties this year.
Okay, and split change. What's the pressure like on the ball?
You know, the way that I'm gripping it's just a fork grip. So it's my middle finger on top, my pointer finger, and my ring finger on the sides, and just throw it like a fastball, and let your natural arm action and pronation kind of take care of the action on the ball. So it's I started messing around with it, and the action on it was really good. So I kept going with it and started fine-tuning it, and I'm hoping it's going to be a big pitch for me in 2014.
That's good to hear. As far as changeups, do you think pitchers with larger hands actually have an easier time throwing a changeup or a harder time throwing a changeup, just because they can bury that ball a little bit deeper?
You know, for me, changeup is a big feel pitch. I think if you just have the feel for a changeup, you're going to be good at throwing it. I think if your hands are big, your hands are small, I mean, I don't think, for me, that doesn't really matter. Overall, you know, overall, I think it's just a feel pitch. If you can get the feel and the release point and all that stuff, I think it'll be a pitch that you'll be successful throwing. If not, if you have to always tinker with it, you don't allow yourself to build that confidence in throwing the changeup, which ultimately, if you don't have confidence throwing a pitch, it's not going to be effective. You're not going to want to throw it. So I just think it's one of those things where, regardless of your hand size, whatever, if you can throw the ball with confidence and have confidence in the grip that you're using, I think it'll be a successful pitch.
And if you were a major league ball player, what sport would you like to have played professionally?
Someone's asked that before. I think I wouldn't mind being a PGA golfer. I golfed in high school. I've been golfing since I was 10 years old, and I think playing golf would be fun.
And with the recent rule change as far as catchers at home plate and all that, you know, baseball's kind of been a sport. They're kind of resistant to change. You know, it's all about tradition and keep the wood bats and, you know, quirky ballparks, all that kind of thing. If there was one rule in baseball you could change, what would it be?
I'd bring the first third back.
That was changed, 3 years ago?
I think last year was the first one, but I mean, as far as the other rules, I mean, that's a rule that definitely affects pitchers. You know, it's one of those things where you're deceiving the runner or whatever. I think I'd bring that one back. I never used it that much, but it's something that we can use to our advantage as pitchers, so I'd bring that one back.
Well, thanks a lot.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Hey, so George Kontos. I actually wanted to ask one thing though. So you've actually been really active on Twitter, which has been cool. You've been connecting with a lot of the Giants community. Do you follow a lot of the Chicago teams on Twitter as well, or just out of curiosity?
I follow a few of them. I think I follow, maybe not on Twitter, but I mean, I follow the Blackhawks. I'm a big Bulls fan, Chicago Bears fan. I used to be a Cubs fan growing up. Now, not so much anymore. But yeah, I mean, I enjoy going to the games and watching them play in the off seasons, and even when I'm out here during the season, I follow all the Chicago teams as well.
No, it's been a good year to be a Blackhawks fan, I hear.
Yeah, absolutely. I've been to a few Blackhawks games already in Chicago, and they're definitely exciting to watch. It's a lot of fun going to those games.
Has it been interesting? Do you get to see the difference at all? I don't know if you follow any Chicago fans on Twitter necessarily for the sport for other sports, but do you get the feeling that there's a difference at all in the way that kind of we see like San Francisco Giants fans interact and like Chicago fans interact with each other?
You know, I was a Chicago Cubs fan growing up, and you know, I could talk about myself, how I was as a fan. I don't really know that many fans, I don't follow that many fans, but myself, I was a kind of fan that we have here in San Francisco. You You know, I love the game. I had a passion for the game, and I had a passion for the team that I grew up rooting for. And I think that's exactly what the Bay Area fans bring. You know, they have a passion for the game. They love their team. They love us Giants, and it's great to have that kind of support in your corner. You know, every day at the ballpark, it's you know, it's a wonderful feeling to walk out in the field and see 45,000 people wanting you to do well and hoping that you win. So it's one of those things where we're very blessed to be able to play in the city.
Just out of curiosity, just to follow up on that, I mean, has it been different for you at all having like Twitter as a way to interact with fans? Did you ever kind of see that you'd be able to get that kind of like direct communication with fans when you sort of first started to do it, like thought about going into pro baseball?
No, you know, that's something that I had no idea that, you know, as the times are changing, everything's kind of, you know, technology's evolving, but I think it's great, and I think that's the whole point of Twitter is, you know, people who are on Twitter and follow you, they want to know what you're doing, what you're up to, and you know, I think that's the whole point is to interact with them a little bit and give them a little piece of your life and what's going on with you, your thoughts and all that stuff. So, you know, it's something that I have the time to do, and I enjoy doing it. So, you know, I'm going to continue doing it until something else comes along that takes my time away from it.
Right. Right on. I didn't want to like jump in right on the end of him.
Thanks a lot. My pleasure.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
The right-hander for the Giants throws. Swing and a miss! And that's it! The Giants are world champions!